Hi, everybody. Captain Lou here with another extravagant few minutes live here on 12 Ounce Sports. And of course, our YouTube channel, 12 Ounce Sports, where we invite you to subscribe and you can see all of our latest and greatest content, all the brand new shows that we are offering here on 12 Ounce Sports. And of course, check us out on our Facebook page, the Captain Lou Extravaganza. I know it's been a while since I've done an extravagant few minutes, busy with all the hockey with the ACHA National Championships. But right now, center stage this weekend, tonight, as a matter of fact, the semifinals for the NCAA Men's March Madness. It's Florida and Auburn, it's Duke and it's Houston. Two marquee matchups, all four number one seeds. It's been a long time since we've been able to say that. We've got some bets here. Presley's parlay. Presley, he didn't have time to be with us on camera, but we talked about it here this morning, and we've got some parlays, some monster parlay. So let's get right to it. Let's start now with a 5-point teaser parlay. Duke minus a half a point, Florida plus 1.5. You take those, that'll get you a minus 110. Or if you want to go money line, which is probably where I'm going to go, I think it's going to be plus 130. The game that kind of really I'm not sure about is Florida and Auburn, but I watched those games last weekend, and I see an Auburn team that could have very easily been beaten by Michigan or Michigan State. I didn't think Michigan State played their best game against Auburn last Sunday, and Michigan blowing that big lead in the second half against Auburn. So kind of makes me tend to go with Florida. Duke, I just think they're Duke. And I don't think it's going to be as high flying maybe as some of the games that they've played because Houston plays such a great defense. But give me Duke and Florida in a money line parlay. It's plus 130. And if you want to go the teaser route, which I'm not sure if that's really smart, I don't know, because if you look at it, Florida just a 1.5 underdog and Duke a minus point, a half a point. So, I mean, to me, the smart money, you get a little better odds, go with the money line parlay at plus 130. Now, I talked about a monster parlay. Now, you can go and get 10 points, get it bought down 10 points. So that means you're going to get Florida plus 7.5, Duke plus 5.5. If you take the over-under on that one, you bump it up for the Florida-Auburn game. It's under 169.5. And Duke and Houston, the under is 146.5. If you do all four of that, it's minus 120. That's not a bad bet. That is Presley's parlay pick. That is where she's going right there. So take that minus 120. Now, here's the thing. If you want to bump it up, say to maybe a 6-point teaser, all four of those. So let's go back to that. You would get that at plus 190. So, I mean, you're still looking at Florida and Auburn under 165.5. And then Duke and Houston under 142.5. And again, it would be Duke plus 1.5, Florida plus 3.5, but it would be plus 190. So a little extra bang for your buck if you want to go that route, depending how excited you are or how confident you are in some of these games. So just a kind of a few bets to look at here for Final Four weekend. It gives you some skin in the game if you're not a fan of any of the four teams. Personal favorites, who knows? I just think it's going to be Duke and Florida in the championship game on Monday night, and that's plus 130. And it's going to be two behemoth matchups because tomorrow night we've got South Carolina and UConn for the women's national championship. That's going to be a huge game as well. All right, we're going to take a quick break, talk about another big record that's about to fall here in the world of sports. You're watching an extravagant few minutes here on 12 Ounce Sports. Welcome back, everybody, to an extravagant few minutes here on 12 Ounce Sports. Last night, Alex Ovechkin was able to get a couple of goals, and he has now tied Wayne Gretzky for the all-time record of NHL regular season goals at 894. That was a record that, personally, I didn't know ever would be broken, and Ovechkin is doing it this year. Unbelievable. He missed all those games with the broken leg. I think he missed like 5 weeks. And so I think he's played 60 games and has scored 41 goals. Next game up is tomorrow night on the island against the New York Islanders. And the cool thing about this, too, is that Wayne Gretzky is following him now until he breaks the record. And I just think that's a class act by Wayne Gretzky being able to do that. And as he talked about in some of his interviews, that's what Gordie Howe did when Gretzky came to break his record back, what was it, 1994 or 96, whatever it was. So it's been well over 30 years. This just goes to prove that all records are meant to be broken. And I think someday soon, all records have a chance to be broken. Maybe Cy Young's record will not be broken for 500 wins or whatever, but this is a record that's going to fall. Enjoy it while you can. Alex Ovechkin has done it the right way. He could have went into the game last night with an empty net for a chance to break the record, and he said no, he wants to do it with a goaltender in the crease. And then, boy, I tell you, my respect level for Alex Ovechkin has always been there. I've had a chance to watch him play in person a few times, and he's such a great hockey player. And again, he's having a great season this year. As he missed, like I said, over a month with a broken leg. 60 games he's played. He's got 40 goals. Absolutely amazing. So here's to Alex Ovechkin breaking the record of Wayne Gretzky, who, again, in my opinion, the greatest hockey player to ever live, being Wayne Gretzky, and Alex Ovechkin getting a chance to break the great one's record. And I hope he does it this year. I think it would be really cool. All right, lastly here on the extravagant few minutes, how about the Detroit Pistons? Clinched a playoff berth last night against the Toronto Raptors, and they set an NBA record for the best turnaround in one season. We all know the debacle that has been the Detroit Pistons really since 2007, and it's been the first time, I think, in 5 years that they've made, maybe longer than that, for a playoff berth. And J.B. Bickerstaff, if he's not Coach of the Year, I don't know who is. And Cade Cunningham should get some consideration for MVP, although we all know he won't get it. But the Pistons now 43-34, I believe, is their record, and they've clinched at least the 6th spot. So probably going to either play the New York Knicks or the Indiana Pacers in the opening round of the NBA playoffs. And I got to tell you, nobody's going to give Detroit a chance against the Knicks, probably against the Pacers either. So I love the underdog mentality. Hey, it's worth maybe putting a couple of biscuits or a pizza pie, dog biscuits or a pizza pie on Detroit winning that opening round matchup against the Knicks, because they're going to fly under the radar. But congratulations to J.B. Bickerstaff, Cade Cunningham, and the Detroit Pistons playing that old bad boys mentality. Defense, what a novel concept. They're going to the playoffs, and congratulations to them. All right, that's going to do it for another extravagant few minutes right here on 12 Ounce Sports. And again, we ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is 12 Ounce Sports. And, you can catch all of our content, including the ACHA Power Play and, of course, the Captain Lou Extravaganza. Until next time, Captain Lou saying keep your heads up, keep your sticks down, keep your feet moving, and as always, keep your minds open. So long, everybody. Have a great weekend.